Hi Libra, welcome to your August 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued sub, you know I love you. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the month ahead has in store for you. All right, for your actions and interactions with the world at large, what are you doing this month? You are... the Six of Swords. So it looks like a lot of you are traveling or making plans to travel. This is very often a card of overseas. It sees all of those, it sees. It sees you, very often when I see this card, it is some sort of travel. Now, one of the things that I've found challenging as a reader, full disclosure, especially if somebody lives in a big country, let's say like the States or Canada, China as well. When I see this card, I always think like long distance travel. So very often, because I'm in the UK, which is like a fingernail compared to the three that I've just mentioned, right? It's, when I see this, I always think overseas. However, when you're in a big country, sometimes this can see you going cross country. So it's like a far journey that you're taking in that space. I love this card for you though, because it looks like a lot of you are very focused on travel, very focused on going to, making visits, making plans to make visits or to go and see different spaces to get different kind of perspective on things. And that's what travel does for you, right? Whenever you go somewhere new or somewhere that you've never been before, different attributes of who you are show up. Now, on another level, your Six of Swords is about moving out of a challenging situation. And let's be honest, right? July was no fucking joke for you guys. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but July was a really intense month for Libras. Like, I could see you, every week it was just like, bam, there were towers, there was the death card, there was Seven of Swords. These were, trends and themes that just kept coming up over and over. And I feel like this energy, Six of Swords, you're moving away from that now, right? You're moving out of that challenging, tough situation or energy, and now you're moving into calmer, smoother waters where you can just enjoy life that little bit more. Fantastic. For your money and materials, you've got the Empress card, right? I love this card. And for you, this is even better because the Empress represents Venus. She represents your ruler. And this is fantastic for you when it comes to your money. This is a very fruitful card. It's a very abundant card. So it tells me that your finances are very good this month. Now, environmentally, your Empress card is places that tend to be very lush. Now, if you are traveling, it looks like a lot of you are going to either somewhere that has a tropical climate, somewhere that is very fruitful, somewhere that has like a lush climate, that's very, just gorgeous scenery, like lots of greenery, lush trees, and as well, yeah, for a lot of you, it looks like that travel that you are taking this month, it's to a very beautiful place. So that's what I can tell you about your travel, because you start to read the cards together. What I can tell you about your money and your finances this month, they are growing. Your finances and your money are growing exponentially. So whatever seeds you are planting this week, this month, these are going to be very fruitful. You're going to see really good rewards coming from the things that you're doing, especially if you're working with or alongside anyone overseas or internationally. That could be a really good move for you as well. Physical health and vitality looks very good this month. One thing that I will say to you, this is a very fertile month when it comes to those of you, to the women. So if that's not an experience that you want, this is something to be cautious of this month. And when it comes to your physical environment, it does look like the home is either getting a boost or is being beautified in some way, shape or form. Like it could be as well that a lot of you start some sort of construction. Or something where you're working on either the garden or, like a patio area, that kind of thing. But yeah, lovely, really, really nice. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Page of Cups. This is lovely because this is just going to be a very lovey month for you. This is going to be a very gushy sort of month where you're loving everyone, everyone's loving you. It's just good. There's a lot of good vibes and a lot of good energy here. This is a much brighter month for you guys. I'm really, really happy to report. I know a lot of you are probably like, yeah, we're happy as well after all the heavy news that you've had for us. It does look like as well, a lot of you are working on some sort of, and when I say creative endeavor, it looks like, so again, this could be interior design, it could be you working on, it looks like a garden or a patio to me though, or something with the outside space of the home or the dwelling that you're in. When it comes to communications and conversations, they're easy this month, but one thing I will say, because the Page of Cups is a gorgeous card, but it can be, you might just be so much in your feels this month that you just kind of agree to anything. Do you know what I mean? Like yeah, that's fine. Come and stay with us, stay for a month. And then when it comes to it, you're like, oh crap, I agree to that. So yeah, the energy is really good. It's really high, but just be sure that whatever you promise or commit to or say that you're going to do this month, be sure that you can actually follow through with it, or that you actually want to. Do you know what I mean? Because it's really easy to say yes to something when you're in the good feeling, when you're in the good place, when everything's flowing and it's easy. But then when you have to kind of live the consequences or the results of that, it can be quite, it can be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, it looks like you're really able to talk about how you feel this month. And there's a feeling as well that you're being able to talk this month, and you're not feeling judged for it. It's like, no, this is how I feel, and that's okay. For your love and relations, your heart and your half, you have the Chariot card. So quick love. For those of you that are single, this could be a very, August looks to be a bit of a slutty month, to be honest with you. Like, all of the signs in some way, shape or form, the love life in August is kind of like, it's quick, it's fast. It's like, yeah. I think, what is that saying? Quick heels, loose morals, and quick heels, loose morals, and baggy skirts, or something along those lines. But yeah, it kind of feels like that kind of energy. The Chariot card is nice. It actually means this month as well, for those of you that are single, you could be meeting somebody. Now, one thing that I will say to you, it does look like this person is younger than you. So maybe you could be getting yourself a toy boy or a toy girl. I don't know what the opposite of a toy boy is, but you get my drift. Like, whoever it is that you're aligning with, they could be younger than you. I will say this: it's a fleeting energy, and this is across the board for for all the signs. Love does it. There's only one or two that it kind of looks solid for, and I think one of them was Leo. But certainly for you guys, Libra, I will say this. For those of you that are single, if you meet someone and it's a great connection, have fun with it, enjoy it, just understand that it's probably not for the long term. For those of you that are partnered, this looks like the hard work, effort and graft that you've done on your relationship this month finally pays off. This is where you're going to see those rewards for all of the efforts that you've put in on your relationships. So this is a great month for you in that respect. Yeah, cool. And what I'm seeing here as well, if any of you have children that are waiting for exam results, they've got good news coming. So, they've passed, they've done enough. If you yourself are waiting on grades of any kind, they're coming. All right. For your first week of the month, you have the Empress card. Look at this. So there is definitely travel on the horizon for a lot of you. And like I said, you're going somewhere that looks absolutely stunning. It's just a beautiful place to be and an amazing energy to be surrounded by. The other thing is as well, we talked about you moving from that difficult situation. What is the Empress? She's Venus, right? And what is Venus known for? Harmonizing. She's known for harmonizing and smoothing the edges off of everything that she touches. So this month, you can rest assured, You can rest assured that the Lady Venus is going to be doing good things for you. I mean, she's definitely out of shadow at this point, you know, and over the course of August, she's just going to keep picking up speed and moving forward into all of those good, you know, good and bright things, which is lovely. For your second week of the month, you have the Judgment card. So this is interesting because I talked about fruitful endeavors. I feel like for a lot of you, this is very likely to be something that you had either put on the back burner, maybe something that you had to deny yourself at one point, you know, maybe where you said to yourself, you know what, I don't have the funds for it now. When I do, I will do this. It looks like you're picking something back up. Or maybe you're purchasing something that, you know, once upon a time you didn't have the money for, but you said to yourself, right, when I'm in this position, I'm going to buy this for myself. This is phenomenal. I really, really love this energy for you guys. And it looks like it's coming back, you know, strong and fast. When it comes to the home, definitely working on something. I think it's something to do with the land. For a select few of you as well, it does look like you could be purchasing land this month. And interestingly enough, I feel like whatever land it is that you're purchasing is very likely to have something to do with either your heritage or your family. So really interesting stuff there. And for health, I mean, this is about you getting back to a place where you feel good. What I find interesting here as well, it's almost like I hear a lot of you saying, oh, you know, I used to do this and it made me feel amazing and now I'm back on that. Almost like that comeback trail when it comes to your physical health. For your third week of the month, you got the Tower card. Collective sigh. Yeah, I feel like as well, you know what, even this, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because it's underneath the Page of Cups. So you could, one thing that I will say to you though, going up to this, remember earlier I said to you, just be careful what you promise, especially now that the Tower has shown up. It's really easy to get carried away when everything's good, you know, yeah, that's fine. And then, you know, when it comes to it, you have to deliver. So my advice to you is, and as well, for those of you that do have children, you want to think really hard about restricting anything too much. So if you've said, I'm going to think about it, and you come out with a flat out no after, you might end up regretting that because it looks like you might have a bit of a clash on your hands. The other thing is as well, your Tower card's right next to the Judgment card. So you do have, in some respect, a bit of a blast from the past coming up, but I feel like this is going to be a second opportunity at something. I feel like there's going to be something that comes back in, something that comes back on the table, and you're not going to have the time to kind of and ah about it. This time you'll have to just go with it, which is really interesting because Jupiter's retrograde ends in August. And I know that once Jupiter goes direct after his retrograde, that's when the second chance or the second shot at something tends to come in. So my advice for you would be to wait up until that moment. And once it comes, you know, then really, if you're going to move with it, you're going to have to go with it quickly. Then you have the Hanged Man in the fourth week of the month. So love is going to be fleeting this month, right? Just what is your Hanged Man card is kind of like that, slow your roll, okay? Don't jump in with both feet. I mean, be present, have fun, you know, do all of that stuff, but don't bank on it being something more than it probably is at the moment and will definitely be in the future. For those of you that are partnered, again, this is just like, you know, it's a great energy. I actually feel, especially with the Hanged Man, you guys could really be getting back that sort of deeper connection that maybe you feel like you've been lacking. All of the work that you've done in your relationship is now, it's kind of like one of those things where, you know, at some point you have to just leave it be and kind of step back and hope that you've done enough. This is that moment for your relationship. All right, and then finally, your keys to the month are the Page of Wands and the Sun card. So this is a phenomenal month for you. Your keys to the month are enjoy, let happiness abound. You've got the two pages there as well, which means there is going to be a lot of fresh starts for you this month, but I feel like a lot of them are going to be masked as everyday moments. So it's going to be kind of like a wait and see energy. I feel like a lot of the stuff that starts this month, you might just be like, oh yeah, you know, I've started that. You're not going to realize just what it has the potential to become until a later date. So 1 Empress and the Page of Cups, 2 Empress and the Page of Wands. So there are definitely fresh things being birthed into your life this month. It's going to be really interesting to see how it shapes up. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.